Let's call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reading and approval of minutes from the July 21st, 2025 meeting. Oh, sorry, prayer. Back up, my bad. Let's bow our heads for a short prayer this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, we'd like to thank you for the wonderful gift of moisture the last few weeks with no accidental weather, and pray for those people, those communities in rural areas that have had those devastating losses. Father, we also pray that you give us strength this evening to make decisions for our community in this wonderful community of Hazen. And also just a shout out to Mayor Omenauer, continued prayers to him as he battles his uphill battle of life. In your name we pray, amen. All right, now we'll go to reading and approval of the minutes from July 21st, 2025.
Make a motion to suspend and approve the reading of the minutes.
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Approval of the agenda. Any changes, Monty, at all? Additions?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. All those in favor of approving the agenda say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. 5, consultation with attorney and engineer. Engineers report 5A.
Okay, nothing new on the report itself. They're working on the punch list items for Expedition Estates, nothing new there. They got punch list items for the alley. They hope to have that ready to close out at the next meeting. Sanitary sewer improvement, municipal pipe is back in town this week doing the linings, and they were working on the spot repairs, getting those up to grade for the winter. So
I saw CC Steele just over here.
yeah.
He's still working?
Yeah, he was.
So basically that's it. I did make a little in the notes regarding the Clomar for the Indy Street project. Jared did get back to me today. He would recommend that we work with the engineers on that project to have a Clomar done to make sure that when they put the underpass through the certified levee that there are no issues, because we really don't want to have an issue where it's no longer a certified levee and everybody on this side of the bypass has to get flood insurance. So he would recommend that we proceed with the Clomar, so I guess I would ask for your approval to proceed with getting that Clomar done for the Indy Street project. And it can take 6 to 12 months before FEMA gets everything completed on that.
That's for the underpass
Yeah.
over by Senex.
Yeah. And just to remind you, that project is 100% funded by DOT now. We don't have any cost share in that.
And probably no idea start and completion.
It's still scheduled to be constructed in 2026, but when they'll start exactly, a lot will depend now on this Clomar too.
Right. Do you need a motion for that?
Would be best.
One more Monty?
Yes.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Folkert, second by Stern. Discussion?
So I was just curious, on the cost of it, and then two, Monty, I guess weren't they going to, make that up higher or something on that that ramp or something that's supposed to go down there?
Well, there were two options as far as doing a ring dike around the north side or
Yeah.
doing the stop logs on the south side.
Oh,
They did go with the stop log was the last plan that they were going to do, so those would be panels that the city would be asked to put in the event of a high water flood event. So that's where they were going with that.
It's just like a water barricade kind of.
Yeah, basically they've got the poles there, you just slide the panels in that seal it off. So,
We also had a say in that, didn't we? Back a while.
so, yeah.
I thought we voted
Yeah.
on, it was that, or what was another option?
or the ring dike was the other
Yeah.
option.
Yeah,
But they had issues with getting the land necessary for the ring dike. We had put in our thing that we would prefer the ring dike, but we had no objection to the stop
gotcha.
logs.
Any more discussion?
So then the price of this, Monty, of this study, what do we,
I don't have any cost examples yet, but my understanding was this will, as part of the project, still be covered by NDDOT.
okay,
If anything changes, I'll bring it back to the next meeting,
okay.
once we make the request.
And that's kind of just cover the city's,
Yeah, basically, they take the plans to FEMA and say, this is what we're doing, here's where the elevations will be, this is how it'll be handled. And then FEMA has the option to say, yeah, that's approved the way it's designed, redesign it, or just say that won't work. At that point, the city would have the option of stepping away from the project, rather than putting everybody in jeopardy.
yeah, that'd kind of be a raw deal if we did that without going this route and then, oh yeah, by the way, everybody south of 200 has to have the flood insurance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, need a roll call on that too, Monty.
That'd be best.
Roll call.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye. Motion carried.
That would be it for the engineer's report.
Okay. 6A, request of citizens local permit bingo for Chalk Fest.
Basically, as part of the event, they will conduct bingo a couple of times on those 2 days, and they'll give out small prizes per game.
Just in the park there, or on the
Yeah.
street, or?
It'll be at the park over there.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carried. All right. 6B, Coal Bowl fireworks.
May want to wait a second, because
We want to jump, we want to keep,
Commissioner Weidrich had brought this to my attention, so it'd be best if he can be here.
okay, we're going to leave 6B alone and come back to it when Commissioner Weidrich arrives. So we're going to jump to 6C, local permit raffle and street closure request by Prairie Rose Car Club.
Okay. As part of Harvest Fest, they've always done their car show, and they've done it in Krause's parking lot. They close off just that small section of 12th Avenue from Main Street, a little bit past, up to that second entrance to the store, so that there's still a route of travel through there. And they are requesting that again, and then as part of that, they'd like to do a 50/50 raffle to raise funds for their program. They're estimating their total prize would be $1,000.
Can we do one motion to approve both?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve both the street closure and application for the raffle.
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Monty, will that Is, Urban Coffee, are they on board with that, I'm assuming? They're
Yeah,
cool with
there's
all that?
been all kinds of discussions
Okay,
between,
I thought there was, but I just wanted to bring that up. We're at we skipped 6B, we're at 6C. Dustin. All right, we got a motion by Folkerts and a second by Stern for the 6C. Roll call?
Folkerts,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Include you since you weren't here to hear the motion.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
Motion carried on 6C. Now we'll hop back to 6B, Coal Bowl fireworks. Dustin, do you know anything about this?
Well, I thought he was gonna be here, but he was messaging me back and forth. So last year they did some fireworks at Cobalt.
They did.
Something about every time a team scored, they lit off some fireworks, and then at the end, they did like a fireworks display. And he said he's been confronted about doing it again, but since it's in Hazen, he's gonna have to get a special permit for that. But I suppose since he hasn't filled out the permit, can't technically approve it, can we?
Not without knowing times and dates and all of that stuff, it would be best if there was a permit.
Okay.
No, I can confirm. I was on the sidelines.
Yeah.
It was a neat addition to the state championship of Mercer County.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Every touchdown, whoever scored, they fired fireworks. It was on the, what I would call the east side. So up on that, probably where they do the derby, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it was not more than between 5 and 10 minutes, if that, just a celebration of one. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Got
suppose,
some neat pictures. And
I guess we'll just have to wait till he makes it here.
Yeah.
I'll reach back out to him.
And I can
Yeah.
forward the application to you if you want to send it on to him. So
Yeah, that would.
where, I mean, he still needs a permit because it's in the city.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
for ideas, I mean, could he do it on the west side of the All Seasons, or would that have to be approved by the perk board?
Well, I suppose that would, not park board so much, but the
School.
Hazen Winter
School.
Sport.
Winter sports, school, that's
School
school
property.
property too, yeah,
That's what it is. That's,
yeah,
Yeah, it's all school land.
yeah, it is.
so yeah, I'd have to go through
Yeah,
the school,
is-
but he could always do it over across the highway too. You know, if he gets permission from,
City.
Kathy's or on the city property there.
Yeah.
He'd probably need some sort of permission from Bush's, wouldn't he, too, since?
Yeah, if it was on their property,
Yeah.
I imagine
Yeah,
but that could be as far as a verbal permission.
Right,
only if you're doing it on their property. then.
correct. Yeah, I guess
I'll get more information from him.
Yeah, I'll get the application.
okay. All good with that, Dustin?
Yep.
Okay. All right, moving on down to 7A. Off-road highway vehicle ordinance discussion. Dustin or Monty?
Well, we got the information from Attorney Donovan after the last meeting. I shared that with you. And I guess I'm open to whatever discussion you have, if you want to get something drafted before or however you want to proceed. I believe that the law enforcement may have some input on this as well.
Any, Jim or Sam, do you have any input on the police side of things that?
So there's been a couple of things that I think that we should probably get clarification on from the city on what they would like to see happen. So I know the main concern that came up this summer with the golf carts is the underage, no licensed drivers. That's what we've been enforcing, that's what we've been seeing that is the biggest issue. But have also been approached by parents about if their kids have an OHV permit And so I think you guys all got a copy of the off-highway vehicle registration in North Dakota. And that still does not cover the city streets, the paved streets in the city limits. So I've been telling parents that their kid has to be 16, licensed driver. And then the third thing that I think I would like to see is some discussion on whether or not you guys are gonna approve them driving this goes for adults or, you know, teenage kids who have their license on the walking path, because we've been seeing that a lot lately too. And that's even coming down to like Senex, all the way down to the golf cart course. So those are just a few things that I think are some of the big concerns that we're trying to get clarification from you guys on what you would like to see happen.
The other thing is these motorized scooters. They go pretty fast and they've been blowing stop signs too. So, I don't know.
The scooters are regulated under the motorcycle stuff, right?
Well, I don't know, because that's gas powered versus electric, so.
I don't know oh, you're talking the little
Yeah.
tiny fucking stand-up scooter
Yeah,
thing.
not the like
Yeah,
Annette or Antoinette has. These are just a bicycle basically with a scooter.
okay.
Are all those gas powered? I know there's electric ones, those two-wheel scooters, but
Yeah. And it wouldn't be a problem if they, you know, stop at stop signs. But I got approached by a couple of individuals that almost hit some, not stopping.
Pat, do you have any input on that? That's not really under our ordinance for those, is it? I mean, it's probably a vague.
Little scooters?
Yeah, that wouldn't be considered a motorized.
Well, they're motorized.
Yeah, they're
but
motorized.
There's a lot of exceptions.
Yeah.
There's different rules for golf carts than there are for slow-moving vehicles or whatever they're called.
Right.
And off-road isn't even, they're completely different.
Right.
So there are some they need driver's licenses for, some they don't, some they need registration and equipment for, some they don't. It's a can of worms, is what it is.
So electric scooter, I mean, that would fall under the like under 50 cc's kind of thing.
Yeah.
But regardless, bicycles, as of August 1st, 2019, that legislative change, all bicycles have to adhere to the same road rules as vehicles. So
So
I
technically,
could
if they
technically
blow a
enforce
stop
the same
sign-
way, yeah. But that's gonna rely heavily on officer discretion. I mean, I wouldn't wanna make a gun-ho decision on we're gonna enforce every single one of those types of things. I mean, as far as a bike path goes, it does strictly state on there, no unauthorized motor vehicles allowed, something to that effect. So I
So,
get that it's the safest way for some of these guys to get out there, but at the same rate,
Well, the thing is, the state definition of vehicles may not even include golf carts.
it does.
It doesn't specifically address that.
Well, I don't remember if it says golf carts per se, but anything that has more than,
Was it so they have to be able to be, if they're on streets, highways, or roadways, they're vehicles.
Yes, you should have a copy of
What?
does that have the definition of motor vehicle in there?
it. 25 mile an hour speed limit, low speed vehicle, four-wheelers, 20 to 25, 3,000 or less. They must have a licensed driver. Low speed vehicles, classification is four-wheelers, 20 to 25 and under 300 pounds. A few thousand pounds, excuse me. The other thing I was told too, the golf course won't let kids without a license drive on the golf course paths or out there either.
but you're required to be 16 and have a license. And we have addressed I'm not out there anymore, off my summer gig, but we have addressed some different individuals. And they're
Well, and then
kind
if
of
you really wanna kinda get into the nitty-gritty, I mean, what if one of these things has an accident with a car and it's, you know, then if it's not insured or licensed, then how is that addressed, you know? I mean, I know that there's laws that we can fine people for and stuff like that, but do you guys wanna, the liability there, I guess, for the city for allowing it to happen?
I know when I moved to town, and I can vouch for it because I helped an individual put the no motorized vehicles signs on the new, what I would say from Dollar General to the course, on one side and the other. Now, is there signs on the paved
Yeah.
like that? There is.
Oh, by Cenex, yeah.
Now, the question is,
I
how many,
don't know if there is any west of Mel's out that direction, but I do know it's Cenex has signs there.
say out
There's
from
one up
settings
above
out?
too. Above the intersection.
There is one up there, you said?
Yeah, there was, I can't remember exactly where it was, I took note of it, but it was near the underpass on one of the sides.
Yeah, and I believe that the signs had to be erected because there was some state funding that was assisted, so that's why those are up there,
Yeah, I don't,
assisted in path.
Yeah.
Because if that were the
It
case,
was
then
required under the maintenance agreement with NDDOT when that was put in.
so it's not like we could just yoink those if we wanted to even necessarily.
It
We
was
still
at the
getting
city's
funding for it.
discretion on enforcement.
Oh, okay.
that was gonna be my next question, with it being,
So we were required to put up the signs, but then they left it up to city
As far as
discretion.
enforcement. No.
so basically, that
Another
would fall
gray
under,
area.
yeah, another gray area would fall, you know, with the easement of the state highway traveling through the city of Hazen. You know, it's sounds like to me, Monty, correct me if I'm wrong, that we chose to put them up, but then we're at the discretion of penalties, correct?
Yeah,
Because it's still within the easement of the state highway,
yes.
yeah. Because I know I was asked by one individual on the OHV, and I kind of answered it like you did, Sam, and you know, it's not, they were supposed to be required to do that at Hazen Bay and then not, I don't know the whole story up there. But I said that's technically not a license on a public street.
No, and that's the distinction. Anything on a public roadway, you have to have a driver's license.
Yeah,
Now, when it comes to like a public
State
trail or something like
Yeah.
that, your safety certificate is good for that, but you have to have insurance.
that and ditches.
That's just like a
Okay.
state, yes, like for state trail, ditches, stuff like that, public access areas like that for the purpose of highway vehicles, but public roadways, you have to have a driver's license.
And it's pretty clearly stated. You can look it up on DOT website, I mean.
Well, what do we think?
Well, I've sent Monty some additional information that hasn't been shared with you yet. And, I'd suggest you take a look at that. I also sent Monty a couple of ordinances that were from other communities.
Are they newer ordinances or like 20-year-old ordinances?
They're newer, but they're not the newest. I mean, since this last legislative session, I don't know of anybody that's
Yeah.
changed anything, but I'm not even sure that would make a difference, so. But at least the additional information I sent to Monty, I think should be shared before you
When did you send it back?
move ahead.
When did you send it?
Same day we were exchanging emails on this.
I'll have to look for it again.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. If you need it resent, I'll send it again.
I'll look, because I know we went back and forth on the path itself as well.
Yeah.
So then we're kind of push this off until the end of summer when we don't have to deal with it again? Or is there gonna be something done so we can start, you know, giving people some affirmative answers?
Well, as a person that I'm on both sides of the fence, I guess, just hear me out. I strongly, because I have seen 8, 9, 10-year-old kids on golf carts this summer. I've seen mopeds drive around. Now, I personally have stopped and said, hey, you know you're not supposed to be doing this. Which kind of segues me into the boats and the campers, which I don't want to be the city that takes away from, because it's 48-hour ordinance. If we was to do that during the summer, we'd have a lot of disgruntled people. So we have a lot of campers and a lot of boats on this parking on the streets, right? I'm not saying this is a bad path to go down, because I see what if it was to happen to my daughter? Who would I come to if I wasn't on the city commission? I'd come to the city because it happened in the city, right? Anybody probably would. Okay, what are we gonna do about this? And then I also see the other side too. I don't want it to have that, go that route. I really don't.
I think the city should keep in mind that at the time the dual use path was being proposed, the city deliberately annexed that ditch going up to the golf course to make it accessible. Now, whether that was intended just to be by walkers carrying their golf clubs, I doubt.
Yeah.
I think the city was thinking that it was going to be used by people to drive their carts from town to the golf course. But that's just my assumption. I mean, I can't imagine that the city was thinking, yeah, we'll put my golf carts on my bicycle and I'll drive out there on that dual use.
To be honest, I'd much rather have them drive on that bike path than on Highway 200 for
Well,
that
yeah.
short stretch out there.
Yeah.
It'd be way more dangerous.
Well, I'm gonna say that, I was just on that bike path here, on that long, turn there, I right beside, I don't know, I think of his name now, but anyway, on over on the east, I guess, parked on the tracks there.
Oh, by Siler's?
There,
Siler's
Siler's place,
place.
yeah. Well, then after that, then I guess we're then just riding on the bike path on that curve and stuff, and the trees are kind of, well, after that, there's a golf cart then,
Yeah.
so.
And that's what
Yeah.
I was talking about the other day, is I saw this
Yeah.
golf cart dang near.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, it's,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
They gotta be careful,
yeah.
because it's not that wide.
Well,
it's about a golf cart wide.
that in the state has really let that overgrow underneath that overpass, if you will, by sailors on that curve. And I noticed that this summer, taking that, I had to deliver somebody to a hole and come back on that outside path that you can see directly if you look north, and it looks like a forest in there.
Maintenance along the path is up to the city,
Even underneath the viaduct.
so long as it's along the path.
So are we allowing this to happen then? I mean, I get the going out, like where Dollar General is, the outdoor stores. That makes sense. And like you guys said, them not riding on 200, that's a safety concern. But I have seen a kid who used to play baseball, while it was baseball season, riding one of those Vespas on bike path. So technically, that's not considered a paved roadway. And so are they now gonna be oh, well, since we can't ride on the road, we'll just take a bike path everywhere?
A Vespa would be 50 cc's though.
But the whole
49.
point is they're saying that, well, if I have the OHV permit, but I don't have my license, I can ride now on the water path instead of the road.
Yeah, it's a designated trail. maybe designated by the state as a trail, like they have them designated on here, like there's
Yeah.
the, you know, like the 5 trails here. Which that isn't, so.
All I know is it's been a very gray area ever since we even moved in 2011 to Hazen. And it's, to me, it's been increasingly growing, but I've also seen adults drive on that path too, with cars. I don't know. Either way we look at it, whichever way we go, it's gonna be the worst case or the best case, you guys, in my opinion. Worst case being, and I hate saying this out loud, a fatality. And then who are they gonna come to? The city. You know,
Essentially, I don't know
you know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about this. Because I also work at the course in the summer. The last individual I talked to, I said, it's gonna come down to that old saying of one bad apple's gonna spoil the batch for everybody. And here's why. And then I explained myself, and it was like, well, you know, I explained both sides. I just don't know. If we don't have an ordinance, we can't really, can we enforce it?
We can enforce the law, the state law.
Yeah, state.
Yeah, which that's what we've been doing, and that's why it's been coming up again, because it's with a lot of unlicensed drivers. That's why I think there's a lot of kind of spotlight on it at the moment.
But at the same time, the city can't be less restrictive than the state, correct?
We can only be more restrictive.
They could be more restrictive, but not less restrictive, so technically we shouldn't, if the state says they can't ride on the city street,
This
we
is-
can't allow it,
That
right?
path isn't a city street.
No, I get that,
Yeah.
I get the path, but
I mean,
the
yeah,
street
but-
itself,
Yeah, the people in motors, wheelchair scooters or electric bikes, you're gonna have, anyway, there are some other alternatives. And one of them that I suggested Monty look into was to see if that dual use trail could be converted to a recreational use trail. The highway department has all these different classifications of trails.
Yeah.
And so that would liberalize the use of
that may solve the bike path issue.
So we're looking at
Still got
two-
the city street
the city
issue,
streets, I think you're stuck with state law.
with
Yeah.
state law.
Yeah.
Does that help answer part of your question, Sam?
No, I mean, that's what we've been doing, I just want
On
you,
city streets.
like that,
It literally said that?
Yes.
It's just, I just watched the.
that part is clear for us, and I appreciate you guys just kind of reiterating it, so that way people can say, or realize that it's not just us having something against these golf carts, you know, the law enforcement side.
By ordinance operation of golf
So
carts
yeah,
on
no, but I
city
appreciate all
streets.
your guys' discussion, it's been good, and then if you guys get an
Correct.
ordinance for the walking path, I would just ask that you guys put it in the paper once you guys got it
Well,
figured out.
Mr. Aaron Hurst didn't make that very clear in our legislative review.
But under that, I was also confused, like, yes, we can allow them on the city streets, but then they gotta have a licensed driver, be registered, be insured.
Still the same thing as licensed
Right,
driver.
just like a regular vehicle, correct?
Well, but the
And
golf
two
carts
is-
that are allowed to operate in the city streets as a result of an ordinance are exempt from title, registration, and equipment.
Let's see, Title,
Right there.
title and registration.
It doesn't say anything about the operator license.
You would still need it because it's on a public roadway.
So the registration would be waived, basically.
Mom and dad can drive their golf cart down the street
I
if
can see
you
that,
allow
because
it,
most
but-
golf carts don't have a title to them. So how do you register something that doesn't have a title?
Well, they still
As long
have
as
the
it was, I
registration
guess,
process. where
like
they have to have
manufacturer
certain
thing.
equipment and stuff.
If you scroll down that list, there was a list of like specialty, I guess, approved, I guess. Carts, I guess that would be allowed.
Yeah, see, yes, Operate out of Sweeney Public Roads, you need a valid driver's license, low-speed vehicle. North Dakota doesn't explicitly state the blah, 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 but the driver must be licensed, which in North Dakota is 16 for regular license.
So that,
If
that
a
solves
city allows
that.
golf carts locally, they also require licensed drivers. So mom and dad can drive the golf cart with the, down the street with, if we approve this, right?
Yes.
But anybody that does not have, does that just say license or permitted drivers
No.
too?
It says
Just
license.
Well, if you're a permitted driver and you're following the, you have a 18-year-old or older, has 3 years or more driving
But
experience.
if you're,
and
yeah,
passes
but if you're a
50.
permitted driver and you're the only one driving, then that
Yeah,
can
so no
work
go,
too.
just as if you're driving a car with
Right.
I
a,
kind of just scanned through it.
Cause I'd almost bet that there is golf carts around Hazen that go faster than 20 mile an hour.
100%. They're gonna be going faster than 20 miles an hour after this.
Monty, that paragraph you just passed, it did just say to be street legal.
Yeah.
See,
What's
not-
the requirement? Must be able to go 20 miles an hour and not over 25
In 1 mile.
in 1 mile.
On every
And
other.
then if you scroll down some more, there's a list of like everything that qualifies,
Oh, okay, right there, yeah.
right there, yeah, so.
Yamaha,
This
Oh, go
is-
back down.
go back down.
Just that, yeah,
Yamaha,
right
Yeah,
Club
right
Car,
there.
Easy Goes, Evolution, Candies.
That just says brands.
That just says brands, it doesn't say
Brands.
anything about them.
But then the other hot thing is street legal. Headlights, horn.
Brake lights.
Blinkers.
But if they're allowed by ordinance, title, registration, and equipment
We
provisions
could-
are exempt.
Right, we could exempt all that.
Oh, this
And
says
then
they
also, I
are
think there was
exempt.
a little snippet about.
They are
it not
exempt
being
by
legal to
the
drive on that
ordinance.
night.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's
Well,
some-
did it say under there about being street legal if it had to have that stuff?
Go back up.
This is
Oh,
where-
whoa, whoa, whoa. Right there. That,
Yeah, just street legal, low-speed vehicle,
It
four
must
wheels,
mean
20 miles.
headlights,
an hour.
taillights, brakes, turns,
Oh, I see.
right
reflectors,
there.
mirrors,
Seatbelts.
windshield, parking brake,
VIN number.
seat belts, VIN number.
but how does the new law where it exempts them from the equipment provisions?
That,
Only
Doesn't
vehicles
match
that leave
that
the factory as,
at the
whoop,
same
go back
time.
down. Go back down to that.
Well,
Only,
law enforcement.
what does that say? Only vehicles that leave the factory as LSVs or are certified by the maker can be registered. North
Yeah.
Dakota does not consider retrofitted standard golf carts as eligible LSVs, and there's retro.
So yeah, like on that list there, I'm gonna say is like the manufacturers that are gonna,
Be pumping these out.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I.
Yeah.
oh, is that a gray area?
I think it's still.
Because what it says down there doesn't really match the
Not in the
new,
work, not in the,
New
not in the
stuff.
law. Yeah.
these lawmakers are winners.
You're still at this.
I think half the time they make it more confusing.
So in a nutshell, right now, basically, just like a car, if you're not permitted and driving with someone 18 or a license, can be stopped and ticketed. What's the ticket amount?
Oh, that all depends. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can also charge the parent for authorizing an unauthorized
Right,
minor to
yeah.
drive. I mean, there's a,
Discretion of the force, is what you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been doing that?
We have not ticketed anybody, we've just been giving warnings, you
Okay.
know, and then, we've had, I don't know if we've had a couple repeat offenders, but we've just been letting them know that there could possibly be an impound of your golf cart. So it's all like officer discretion, so we haven't had anybody who's been to, except for one instance that I can think of, that's been, not understanding of the situation, so we haven't really had to go any further than a warning, so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure that we don't want to see a bunch of golfers in our impound lot either, so.
No.
get a lot more for those at auction than we do some of the
So
cars.
Pat, what do you think? I mean, as stated, in my opinion, that's very gray compared to the actual law that was passed. And if you scroll down and read more, I mean, so basically it comes down to licensing.
Well, it comes down to whether or not you have a city ordinance that allows the,
Yeah, we would still have to
But
adopt this.
you have to. create an
Even on a
ordinance.
public street?
Yeah. Well, if you're
Yeah.
gonna allow them, yeah.
Yeah, because.
Yeah.
That's
So
what,
we'd have-
that's what it's all about.
Well, it's about that, and then it's about bike pass. So two
No,
different.
It's two-
no, it's not.
it's two
This is
separate
just on streets.
Yeah,
There's
this is two
streets
separate
that are-
Yeah, I know
issues.
that.
They're not the
That's what I
same
mean.
as-
Yeah,
That's
we're
what I mean.
talking about
We're talking about
giant
two different issues.
city
Yes,
streets and-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know it's not together.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't born yesterday.
okay,
It's this bike path and streets,
okay.
two separate things. I
Yep.
get that.
Yeah.
I understand that. We just need to decide what do we want to do.
Whether we want to adopt this.
And
or-
if you want to do an ordinance, like I said, I've got a couple of samples.
Yeah,
I've been in that same,
I'd like to see, I'd definitely
I'll
like
look
to
again,
see
though.
that
Okay.
before we take any action.
Yeah.
No, me too.
So just a work in progress.
Has the police department presented anything? Have you guys come up with anything policy or ordinance wise that you would like to see?
I mean, we printed off the Century Code, so, you know, for the small motorized vehicles. And then, I know that there was did we have a couple of other cities
Yeah.
ordinances that were submitted that you guys could review? So, if you'd like us to get a few more, we can do that, and then combine them and see which one.
That would make most sense, I think.
Look at what other cities are doing.
And I mean, I can even reach out to other cities and see if they, because I know there's a few that have bike paths themselves, so see what they do with that as well.
low speed is already regulated by state law.
Right.
Golf carts are not. So when you're talking two separate issues, you're right. There's already something for low-speed vehicles.
No, I know that.
So the only thing that you would address would be golf carts in an ordinance.
Yeah. And if we want to follow
So golf
that,
carts don't fall under the low speed?
No,
Unless.
unless you go this route.
no.
Well, the state route that they
What's that?
adopt,
So-
unless we would go the legislative.
The requirements are different, like you read, that the golf carts don't have to be registered, they don't have to be titled, they don't have to, they're exempt from things. Low-speed vehicles are not exempt from those things.
So then if we went with that, what I'm hearing, that new legislation law, it's still not able to put any teeth on that.
Well,
On that 40-5.
on those things, title, registration, and equipment are exempt. But they can only be driven from sunup to sundown.
Yeah, nothing after, yeah.
And then they still have to have a licensed driver
Yeah, and they still
or
have to
permanent
have.
driver with them,
So there's,
if appropriate.
there's some applicable state law.
But even that, it's so vague.
Then it says it probably doesn't affect the.
I'm guessing that was.
Well, if you look at these ordinances, I
Before it
can,
was passed.
Yeah,
I can resend them and you guys can take a look.
Yeah, I say we take a look at
different
a
ordinances.
combination of ordinances, see what they all offer and then kind of,
But that will only deal with golf
Golf
carts
carts.
on streets and roads,
yeah,
highways.
public roads, right?
And they
Streets,
only have
actually.
ATV.
Just, yeah.
Because, I mean, technically, the ditches is a state easement, and
Ditches, anybody can go baja on either, pretty much.
because it's a state highway. Correct, Pat?
What?
The ditches on Highway 200 is a state highway,
Or
which
easements.
are easements, which legally, any four-wheeler, three-wheeler,
Well, you can see that right across the bridge. The ruts in the road that used to be there.
I mean, I grew up on a farm back home, that's all we did.
I mean, the ruts in the ditch.
Yeah, ditch and snowmobiles and and some people, you guys don't, I brought that up, people don't realize that. Not everybody in our community. When I brought up Highway 200 as a state highway, not a city highway. So legally, those vehicles can ditch bang. You know, all the dirt bikes and all the, they can legally ditch bang if they don't.
Snowmobiles and.
Snowmobiles, you know. And that's okay to not understand that, it's just,
There's a lot of people who don't realize a lot of things.
yeah, I mean, it's, so.
Like they'd get pulled for flashing red lights. Yeah, Justin, we had this conversation.
So I hear that we're gonna see a couple different ordinances Monty will send us, and then we'll put on the agenda for next meeting.
We'll try to have something drafted, so if at all possible, you can do the first reading next meeting.
Okay,
So it's something that's adopted yet.
I
okay.
like that.
The other problem is mommy, daddy sending these kids to the store to get milk or bread. You know, they're not going to the golf course, they're driving down to Crowley's or swimming pool or picking up kids from daycare at the golf course.
Can we legally ticket them for something under law right now? I would say let's start enforcing.
If he, underneath the city streets, with state law.
Is that fair to say?
Just say keep on keeping on when it was, as it goes to that, and remember, yeah, you got the option of citing the parents for allowing an unauthorized minor to drive. And yeah, because I mean, it's a hazard. If you don't know the rules of the road yet, you're traveling on the road, it can cause a problem in my opinion.
My mom could have got lots of tickets for that.
What's that?
My mom could have got lots of tickets for
Yeah,
that.
I mean, obviously, we can trust our cops here, they don't have to get enough, they got good distress, they got a good head on their
Well,
shoulders.
right,
They
exactly.
can deem that the warning was sufficient and, yeah.
Okay, any other discussion?
Was that clear as mud?
You might have to get a situation where run them over.
Yeah.
Nice big chase. Where did he go? He's behind me.
No, thank you guys, that was all good discussion.
Okay. Hopefully have you a little more,
I mean, it's still really not
It's a
clear about the
start.
bike path, but it's a start, and I think you guys are going the right direction, and like I said, it ultimately is for people to see that it's not just law enforcement, you know, being, you know, gnarly about the situation, that we're just really trying to enforce the law, and we do have the backing of the city. as
yeah,
well.
like I said, the people that have asked me, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
here's my opinion,
Mhm.
and then I explain it in more detail, it's like, didn't really think about all that.
Yeah.
And then I give them pass phone number.
I'll start giving them a pass.
All right. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you for coming in. All right. Moving on to reports. Correct, Monty, is that where we're at now? 9A, water sewer garbage.
I don't have anything this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Garbage trucks are running. The one that we got fixed at,
Freedom.
Freedom is,
Well, alternator went out on it, so we put an alternator on it. The
Other than-
transmission
other
line,
than-
that's great.
okay, cool, good to hear. Street, city, Dave, I'll defer to you with the painting and.
Busy doing the painting, cutting trees, Dutch elm trees, and, yeah, busy mowing grass again since this rain or whatever, the ditches are getting tall, so we've been pounding on them, so. Pretty much all the regular stuff.
Has there been a lot of trees with the Dutch elm? A lot
Yeah,
more?
We've probably taken, well, just more of them in town are starting to show it or whatever. We've probably taken a half a dozen down. We've probably got probably close to half a dozen, maybe a dozen to take down. So it's gonna be kinda never ending.
All boulevard trees, assuming? Other than that, I've got nothing else. Let's see, finance, busing, library.
So, did you have that right up, Monty? So from,
Thank you, guys.
so basically, yeah. So we're gonna have to pretty much make the decision on these buses, I'd have to say today. When's our next meeting? What's the date?
Next one will be the 18th.
The 18th, so, okay. And when schools start?
21st.
21st, so yeah.
Registration is the 11th.
All right, I'm a little confused on this. Okay, get that they don't want us to use them for school stuff anymore. If we do purchase them for, I'm guessing that's both buses for $22,967, can we still at this time store them in the bus barn? Or is that not allowed right now?
Under their rules, that would not be allowed.
So we'd have to find a different place to park them.
Or leave them outside.
Or, yeah,
Yeah.
outside, yeah. Okay. Until we figure out the building
Right.
situation.
And that's kind of in limbo right now.
Yeah, I made calls to try and get an appraisal, but still haven't heard anything back.
I suppose we gotta pay fair
For an
market
appraisal,
value.
yeah. That I was hoping to get a price at least, so I could bring it to you the same. But
It's like anything involving the government.
no, it's not even government, it would be a private appraiser.
Okay.
And I know that Harlow's, just to reiterate there, they don't want the city.
They can't do it, they don't have logistics to do it in town, I guess.
And then the question arises, if we do go that route, funds for, do we raise route monies? Do we, maintenance, all that stuff? But, I mean, we're gonna have to do something. Because we do have a lot of, do you have any numbers at all from, I thought there was 57 families?
No, I think it's in the low 60s actually.
And that could be anywhere from 1 to
Was it
5
last
kids
year
per.
they were turning kids away? I wanna say they were.
Was it last year?
or the year
I think we
before?
accommodated everybody last year. Casey, do you remember a year that they ended up turning away?
Wasn't many.
I don't either.
No,
The other thing we could look at, instead of purchasing these buses, we could go straight to school bus, just like Beulah does. They, use a 53 passenger school bus for the school kids.
Yeah.
What are these, 26 passenger buses? 24 passenger. So one bus was, one school bus, a 53 passenger, would be twice as big as what we already have.
That's
What is the, for driving a 53 passenger
There
versus,
is different licenses for
Yeah.
a school bus versus a bus.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think it's still just falling under class B, like B.
No, there's
No.
a straight up
Yeah,
school bus
endorsement.
endorsement.
Okay.
I don't know if any of our drivers have the school bus endorsement or just the bus endorsement.
We have the passenger endorsement.
Just a passenger.
Would it be something as simple as a written test to get the school bus endorsement? Do you know, Monty?
I would imagine it's a written and a practical driving.
I would
Yeah.
imagine it's driving,
I suppose.
because there's a few different things that they have to
Yeah.
do as a school bus
Yeah,
versus
that's
a
true.
passenger bus. But, like that.
Would the school get transportation aid if they entered into a joint powers agreement with the city?
I have no
Or
idea.
was they?
I have no idea.
Something to look into. I definitely don't want to see this busing go away.
No,
No, I
that's,
think we can't.
Even myself, create a major hardship for my family, Now it's not so bad, but we get 2 young boys coming up here in the next few years, we'll be riding the bus both directions,
have you made contact with?
I haven't been able to make a dang meeting, no.
Or even talk to Mr. Miller?
No.
Yeah, cause I know,
Beulah's is ran through the school, right?
school,
Not-
Yeah, this is-
they have their busing through the school. It's not through a
I
private.
I don't know if it would be relevant with the JPA or anything, I don't know if it would apply, but I do know at the school level, their agreement with Harlow's stipulates that on the school side at least, they cannot use, you know, they couldn't do their own, like have a bus of their own or something from the school. That would violate their agreement with Harlow's. It all has to be with Harlow's.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would impact, like if they entered a joint agreement with
Oh,
the city, would that be violate their agreement with
I don't know,
Harlow's?
Like all Harlows or nothing kind of thing.
Yes, at the school.
And who's that? That was Beulah?
No, that's
us.
Hazen. That's Hazen's
Gotcha.
agreement with Harlow's.
I know. Suppose, yeah. But Harlow's don't do any of their sporting stuff, do they? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
Well, because Harlow's is that too. Now, there is, apparently, I don't remember the details. There's that Hazen Winter Sports bus, is it? Or-
Yeah.
That's
that-
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
all
there's an
that,
exception with that one particular bus, or it's worked in somehow.
so basically, from my understanding, if it would come down to Harlow's not being able to accommodate, because I coordinate the activity bus now and the busing for the school, then and only then, if
Is
we
that
get it,
now
if we get it,
only
no, we can't accommodate, then we can do an alternate.
That sounds about right.
Which they've already said that they can't accommodate the city.
Right.
Unless we want to revisit it with them, I mean, which
But we got,
is.
we got.
I think you'd have to
Take
go
action.
further than here in Hazen, you'd have to go down to Harlow's directly, I think. All I know is we've gotta do something and fast.
Yeah, we gotta make a decision on something, I think, today. I like your idea, but that's gonna take too long.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
That, especially because we don't have any licensed drivers to drive them. So that could be something we look at when these come up for replacement. You know,
Yeah.
What do you think?
they
Casey?
obviously wouldn't be as comfortable if we.
Just curious because what's it gonna cost, I guess.
Well, to buy these two, it's $22,967.
Our current, yeah,
Well, yeah, so that's what it's gonna cost now and stuff,
Yeah.
but then after that, the fuel and stuff, the labor.
is it, what,
what's
any of that,
gonna cost us, what are we gonna bring in on these fees, you know, I mean, what's,
I would imagine we're gonna have to raise route fees. I mean,
And,
I wanna say, we're at $1 a ride here. And I wanna say West River Transit, I was told, is at $2 a ride. They're obviously making money somehow. I'm not sure how, but they keep trying to get bigger and bigger, so it tells me they gotta be making money.
And we-
West River has so many different, because they got Mandan, Bismarck, and all those other things, they're all part of West River.
Oh,
so-
gotcha, it's not just.
It's not just
Gotcha.
no,
we got a handful
Cost
of
share.
those reviews back, or those questionnaires back, right?
Yeah,
I think I got like 5 or 6.
maybe 10 already now.
Ours is sitting on the counter filled out.
What's that?
Ours is sitting on the counter filled out.
But I mean, I'm sure you guys carry the same, it seemed like everybody was, and
Yeah.
there were some people who were like, we have no idea why we're paying for this in the first place, the school should be covering it, which I can agree with that too, but, the others were,
I suppose the city of Beulah people don't pay for it.
probably just.
well, no, because they, again, their busing is through the school.
Yeah.
They have a separate, they have their own busing through the school district. We do not.
And that's kind of what.
Do they run routes in town,
Yeah.
or do they just go to a location? They don't pick
That I
them up
don't
at the door,
That I don't.
I see what you're saying.
I'm thinking, but I'm not sure.
God, I've seen them over there when I worked at Midco, and they were running all over town, but I don't know if
Maybe
they
they
like
pick
drop
up
off,
points.
pick up and drop off just on their city corners,
Right.
you know, of each block,
Yeah.
or if it's door to door to door type of deal.
But
I'm
no-
not sure either, and I do know they run straight up school buses for that.
I get your point, Casey, because we got, okay, we go this route, then we've got,
Oh yeah, we're picking up on all that.
yeah,
You'll have fuel, wages, social security, benefits, all that'll,
Well, the only good thing there is, even if we purchase them, we still qualify for
For the
50%
50/50.
reimbursement on
Right.
operating, so,
Right.
which is huge.
yeah.
How's that work, Lonnie? I guess,
We would still, even though we purchased the buses, we would still qualify under our 5311 grant for 50% of our operating costs, wages, fuel, all of that stuff. We would still be reimbursed even though we own the buses.
And that's on a yearly basis, right? Or,
Yeah, yeah, we get quarterly reimbursement.
okay, quarterly, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the
even on the
contract is
school
for,
kids then? They
even
pay
on the
for that?
school kids, yep.
Okay, so then why are they? I guess,
Because we
against-
cannot use a federally purchased vehicle to haul it.
Welcome to the whole headache,
Yeah, it's a
And can they define what a school kid is for them? Absolutely no, they
Yeah,
cannot.
didn't you ask that?
I did,
Like,
give me the
can you define
definition
it?
of a school bus, or school kid.
Yeah, it's a real muddy mess.
This has been a battle for a while, correct?
Well, just this year.
Yeah,
We just
But
found out
haven't they-
it's spring,
Yeah, but haven't they been kinda hinting at that for a while? That,
not that I'm aware
that's what
of,
you
no.
know?
I feel like
And
Casey
granted,
acted
I was
all this.
involved
They
for-
go, "Oh, not my patrol anymore, watch this.
Well, and it's the same thing, just because we buy the bus, now we can't put it in a federally funded building, you know?
Which isn't such a bad deal, except for when it comes to the middle of winter.
Right.
You know, that's the only bad part.
Yeah, yeah, it's just their interpretation has changed.
And I would imagine Dave's shop's pretty full the way it is, where he can overnight accommodate 2 buses in there.
No,
Yeah, we've
these-
Not
been into
anymore.
the old bus bay, we keep parked our
these
cars in
buses
there,
wouldn't fit in the old bus bay.
Probably not anyway,
Because
these
they're
buses
too
are
long.
bigger than the original ones that was built.
Yeah, because when that was built, we were only using 14 passenger tops.
You know, during the day, it's not a big deal, but you know, are those all gases or are they all diesels?
And they're all gas.
They're all gas, well, it's a little bit better, but,
Easier.
you know, if they were diesels, I'd be
Yeah.
pretty worried about them starting when it's 30 below, you know.
So is there any way then, I guess, we could just leave the, I guess of the pay, I guess, loader, then in the bus barn and stuff, you know, to clear the driveway, you know, and we could free up space in the shop.
Loophole, huh?
Imagine until somebody finds out, you can do just about anything.
All right, well, I don't think we have much of an option right now, so I will make a motion to purchase both buses for a purchase price of $22,967.
Second.
We got a motion on purchase of the current city buses from Weidrich and a second from Folkerts. Discussion. Monty, do we have funds?
We'll have to find them. We have general
General.
equipment in the general fund, so.
Yeah.
Imagine it's there somewhere.
You'll have to take some out of reserves. I mean, busing doesn't have any extra in their reserves, so it would have to come out of the general or.
The other question, we do all the oil changes and stuff like that, Dave?
No, we do not.
Where does that all go again?
They use the local service stations. They just kind of rotate around.
And then it used to get sent to the feds, I suppose, the price of that.
Yeah,
For the-
yeah, those costs, and those costs would still be reimbursed.
Right.
At 50.
Half,
At
50/50. Yeah.
Same as they are now, 50%.
Oh, gotcha, they're only
nothing's-
now at 50%.
Yeah, nothing's
Oh,
changing with that, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, yeah. That helps. Not that the services really will be that much.
Right.
The gas and wages and benefits is the big one.
Well, and gas, that falls under. doesn't
That's
that
under the
fall-
operating.
Operating,
That's
yeah.
That's under
Yeah.
the 50%.
Yep, yep.
That helps huge.
All right,
So
any
then
other?
are we going to just raise up the rates then? Is that,
I think then maybe a separate motion, if you want to make a change to that.
'Cause I think a majority of those, they were willing to go up to double, right? $2 a ride or something like that is what it said on there.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's,
let's take care of this
Yeah,
motion first,
I agree.
and then, is that fine, Casey?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, that's fine.
Any other discussion on the current motion? Hearing none? Roll call.
Weidrich.
I,
Folkerts.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
now, as far as the fees, if we're still getting the 50%, and that's what we have been giving for the school kids all along, right? Do you see a need for us to raise them then?
Yeah, busing hasn't made,
So it's always been a losing.
yeah.
Well,
I think you'd have to go to, I would start at $1.50. I wouldn't go a big
Yeah.
change
I
because
like that.
for those that have 3 or 4 kids riding, that's gonna be a big
It's
jump
a
for
big
them.
increase regardless.
Yeah.
Well, and then, you know, depending on the situation, can we discuss that, you know, with our busing director and
Oh, yeah.
circumstances come up?
It's some
I
things we just
imagine
can't.
we could set up some, you know, like the housing assistance, daycare assistance. Not so much that it paid for it, but we charge less for
Some
it
kind of-
based on income basis if we really need
You'd have to come up
to.
with some guidelines for
Guide-
that, yeah.
If we really need to. but-
I remember the pay when we first, again, when we moved here in 2011, and Sandy was still auditor, and I think it was a quarter or 50 cents. And I remember saying, that's crazy, I would pay $1 right now. You know, just for the convenience of, for example, you guys. You're
Yeah.
coming up, you know. Casey and I, we're graduated out of the busing, but still, I see a need as a community member because you got a lot of little ones.
No, yeah,
You
you
know,
can't
it's
not be a thing.
Yeah.
I like Monty's idea. I would like to start at the $1.50. Let's try it out for say a quarter
Do it for the first quarter.
for the first quarter and then reassess. You okay with that, Casey?
Yes. You know, the only thing that I do, you know, is what, you know, in over a span of, you know, like 3 years or more, then I guess we're probably gonna have to get, I guess, new,
Yeah.
I guess, buses or something like that, so I mean.
We do need to make
start-
an income so that way we
Yeah.
can replace them.
With some
Yeah.
reserves, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Now, that brings another question up, Monty, what if we have to, when we have to replace down the road? I know there's grants, would that still fall under what we've gotten in the past or no?
No, no. Those
Okay.
grants are only for the federal programs, so that's why we have to buy these, because they were purchased with the federal program. So
Right.
no, there wouldn't be any funding for a bus purchase.
Which we would be perfectly fine with.
So-
One van probably for just the federal stuff on.
For the most part, yeah.
So I see Casey's point down the road, you know, I mean, that's, yeah.
We gotta have some to put in reserves for replacements.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you on
Pat?
How are busing fees set now? Are they by ordinance or by the,
Just set up by, we have a bus advisory board, so I would take this recommendation to them first and see if they agree with the 150. We could still bring it back at the next meeting, just letting the school and everybody know that we are considering changing the fee to $1.50, possibly $2 based on what the advisory board says.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not set by ordinance.
okay,
You'd have to get the final blessing from the advisory, blessing.
No, final blessing comes here. We wanted them to start the process and make a recommendation to you.
I'm good, I like that.
that. Yeah, they see more of the finance side of that portion. I pay attention to it.
So do we need to word or rescind that and redo a motion with that included or not necessarily?
At this point, I wouldn't do a motion.
No,
Oh,
we just-
that's right,
we
on
just did
the
the
motion, that's
purchase.
right.
Yeah.
Recommend, that, you're right, yep. Just on the, take it to that advisory. Okay.
Yeah, we can get a meeting scheduled with them easily before your next meeting so that they can come back with that and at least have.
And then,
As the school starts their registration, we can make sure that everybody's aware.
Yeah. I like that.
and then we can vote on
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So then Monty, will you let the school know?
I will let Mr. Sinclair know tomorrow. He called me today and I'll let him know what was discussed.
Okay, and then I don't know, can you let him know to let everybody know at school?
It'd probably be better just get a hold of Ken Miller.
That's what I would
let
bet.
Ken Miller distribute.
Because Trevor's only the,
I don't know what they're gonna distribute yet. Well, whatever, other than the fact that we are working on,
And we
working toward continuing it.
We did purchase them,
With some
so it is
modifications,
gonna
yeah.
continue, just
Yeah.
get a little more
Yeah.
expensive. Well,
Yep, I sure can.
okay.
Thank you, Monty.
No problem.
Anything else on that?
Monty, you have anything for finance?
And you get the budget later.
When, so a couple people had approached me about, looking at working into the budget, getting the interior paint repainted inside City Hall, like the large hall and small hall areas like that. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
We budget funds for building maintenance every year. This year we budgeted $2,000 for building and grounds maintenance. And it's up to you if you think it'll be more.
how much was that?
This year we budgeted, let me find it quick.
I have no idea what it costs to paint something like that, so.
A lot. Paint's not cheap. Well, good paint's not cheap nowadays. I'm sure you can still find cheap paint.
We've got 21,000 in the preliminary budget for buildings and maintenance next year.
So should we wanna just see if we can get a couple quotes? Anybody even local do that?
Yeah,
There's a couple
Do we have a
local.
couple local?
And upstairs.
Yeah, and we just did
When was does anybody know the last time it was repainted? or-
I don't know, I'd asked that question, I didn't know.
Looks like the 90s.
Yeah, 84.
No, it was not that long ago, because it was when they did the flooring and stuff, so.
Yeah, that wasn't that
Early
long ago.
2000s,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the 2000s?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Really? Okay,
Do we want to maybe just get a couple quotes just to see where that lands and go from there?
I can, but you're gonna approve the preliminary tonight.
What's that?
I can, but you're gonna approve your preliminary tonight unless
She
you
can't
want
up
to.
that after.
You can up the levy. You can change the dollar amounts that you're doing, you just can't change the levy. But I would get ahead and get a couple of quotes. at least.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Just see what we're doing with.
If nothing else, it'll give us an idea for
Yeah.
27.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I have nothing else.
okay. 9D, police, fire, forestry, Dustin.
Police department, gets run reports for July. Officer Anthony Malberg had 48. Officer Samantha Marlberg had 52. Chief Wolf had 64. That's all I got for the police department. Do you have anything, Jim?
Just chalk
Yeah.
security.
Yep. Did she get with you at all?
I got this from Monty Gary Empter. Wants to do security. As long as he doesn't do anything else for Chalk Fest, he can do security, but he can't serve drinks or, he's gotta be there just for security. Cause that's the state mandate, you can't work the event and do security. with high-end security, gotta just be security.
Who have
I
we
can share
currently,
that with them.
who have we currently hired for City Hall security for wedding dances?
Daniel Keith has done the last couple of dances. I know Nikki Wolf has done a few of them.
I know at one point, didn't you have to be tased and pepper sprayed in order to do that?
I don't think so. I
I
don't know.
thought I remember that many years ago, back when I was in high school.
Not that I
Is that when you were
They
interested
told
in
you
doing that?
So there's no actual training or anything like that you have to go through to do that kind of stuff, huh? That you're aware of, Jim?
It's just a way to protect the interest of the city's
Here, it's a
property.
small town, everybody knows each other.
It's
Just
not
that.
really an enforcement, it's
No.
just a
No.
protection. yeah.
Correct. They can't enforce anything, all they can do is call
Yeah.
the police department, you know,
Yep.
The only thing is,
unless
the
they are a peace
Licensed.
officer
Only can do
themselves.
that.
What's that?
the only thing is, only can do security.
Right.
Since it-
We don't need to make a motion on that or
No.
nothing, it just has to
No,
be
so
approved
long
by.
as- so long as Jim approves it.
Oh,
If you guys are good with Gary, that's fine. If not, I've got other people lined up just in case. I had it lined up for 2 months already, just in case.
To be honest, I don't even know who he is, so I'm gonna leave it completely up to you.
The tax guy, wasn't he?
He used to be the tax director for the county.
I still don't
Yeah.
know.
As long, I would say, Jim, as long as you fall under the state rules and regs, I think verbally you have our blessing.
I don't know that there is
Yeah,
anything
chief of police.
state-wise, it's just our city ordinance that the chief of police has to approve it,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. it's a-
So as long as you're okay with it, Jim, you get final say. You know,
I was hoping
I
someone was
was-
gonna be here, because they are serving alcohol this year. Apparently they didn't do it last year, I don't know.
did they serve alcohol last year?
Did they serve alcohol
Yeah.
last year? Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, they
last
always
year.
have.
I know they had an event permit last year, so
They got one this year?
not yet. That's usually the last minute.
Last minute? Yeah. Seems like that's pretty normal, Chuck.
That's pretty normal.
With any event, it seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get into, really can't get into.
With that being said, I personally don't really mind that they serve alcohol there. I'm sure they're doing it for some revenue purposes, but they've also came in front of this board multiple times saying that this is for the kids, this is for the kids, this is for the kids, we need to think about the kids, and we're serving alcohol. In my opinion, maybe it's something you guys should look at getting rid of. If it's truly for the kids, do we need to serve alcohol? I didn't go last year. The year before that, I did go, and to be honest, I personally didn't notice anybody drinking, but I wasn't also there late in the evening either, so. I don't know how big of a drinking type thing it is there. I'm sure not real big.
I just heard Dave peek in nightly, I really couldn't tell you either, so.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion on that?
Got anything else, Jim?
2 more weeks, we should have Ronnie out of the academy.
Is he doing good? That you know of?
I haven't got any bad emails on him,
New pickup working good?
as far as I know.
Did we ever find a printer for the old one? The old night shift vehicle? Because that's the only thing we're missing to make.
And a radio.
I thought Tony said that you guys were gonna get one from
Yeah,
Dakota
it
Comms
is missing.
on rental.
What is it missing? Because I started the other day, just started.
I thought Tony said it was missing a printer and the radio, because we pulled the radio to put it in ours, but he said Dakota Comms had one that we
Yeah,
could,
Electronic communication had one.
that we could unofficially rent. Indefinitely rent until the new ones, and then a printer.
I would have to look again, because I know there's a hole, and it's not where the printer, because the printer's on the side.
But if we're gonna keep that thing, I think we should make it operational. If not, then we should sell it, you know. Doesn't pay for us to just let it sit there, in my opinion. Radio is an easy thing. If it's just missing a printer, I don't know what the printers cost, or if we
Yeah, I
can
don't
find a
know.
used one that somebody's not using.
Yeah, that's a problem. I don't even think Surplus has any printers on here.
To reach out to Beulah or the county and see if they got any laying around.
You know, Jesse, if the county's got any money in there.
I know we got, I can show up, boy, I don't know, because I just used, I think we had like 2 left when I replaced one in my patrol vehicle. You'd have to give Ashley a call. Yeah, if Beulah might have something too, because I know all of the old ones that we took out, like we've been replacing them as some old ones are breaking. So, for new used one, I think Beulah might, they might have something for it, because they go through patrol vehicles pretty quick too. But we might have 1 or 2 new ones that we might be able to resell too. But I would get a hold of Ashley and see what she has.
That, or if you could get us a quote for a new one, see what they cost. I have no clue.
Yeah, that,
They're broad spectrum, anywhere from like 500 to $1,000. It's really weird for several of the printers they seem to be.
the siren radios up in, what, 3 years now? I think we've been sitting on them, so.
Okay. The other thing, I forgot, the Sunday before last meeting, I drove up to that radio tower up there.
So your tracks up there then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was somebody listening?
Yeah, okay.
Somebody calling in?
No, I was just patrolling and I noticed that. I'm like,
No, I drove up there with my side-by-side, and all the equipment was still live. There was a fan going on in there. The heater was still on, but it wasn't running because obviously the thermostat wasn't kicking it in. So we've been paying for power on that thing, and it's been down for a couple of years already. So I turned all the breakers off on it until we can get some better clarification on whether we're gonna fix it or we're gonna abandon it. If we're gonna abandon it, we should make Rough Rider go up and pull the meter, so we're not paying for that also. No reason to keep all that equipment live and keep the building heated when it's not doing anything.
yeah.
True.
You know, I would imagine we'd not spending a fortune on electricity up there, but over 3 years of not getting any use out of it, it's wasted money. So as of right now, all the equipment's turned off.
Okay.
That's from all the breakers up there, so.
All right, anything else? Okay. Myra, not here. And Jerry, you got anything on the president's side, Monty, or no? And then again, continued prayers, please. Down to 11A, public comment policy. Monty.
Didn't hear any comments from anyone. I'm not sure about these speaker cards, and a guy just makes them identify themselves before they address the board, I think would be more than enough.
Yeah.
So if you want to just approve it with those changes, or if you want me to make those changes and bring it back, whichever you prefer.
I will make a motion to approve it with the changes.
Okay.
Getting rid of the comment cards.
Motion by Weidrich,
Second.
second by Folkerts. Discussion. We don't need a roll call on that, Monty, do we? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 12A, personal policy revisions. Monty.
I don't know that you necessarily need to take any action tonight. I wanted to send these out to the staff as well with this week's payroll. So I guess if you have any comments or suggestions, just let me know, and I will get these sent out for input from the staff, and then we'll bring them back at the next meeting. Again, these were all, came about as recommendations from our transit review in June.
Gotcha. Thank you. Anything else on that, Monty? Nope.
No, I don't.
Okay. 12B, 2026 preliminary budget and hearing date. Question mark on October 6th.
That would be nearly the final date to do the hearing on it. You have from September 7th to October 7th to get it approved, and then it has to go to the county by October 10th. I guess I visited with most of the departments. I don't know of anything else that I might have missed. I didn't hear back from the fire department. I did include in their expenditures some more for those SCBA's or whatever in their equipment. I'm not sure where that's gonna come in exactly.
I reached out to Corey too, and he didn't get back to me either. I asked him about budget stuff.
Yeah.
I asked Jim, and he said he already got his stuff to you.
Yeah.
Really the
I
only
have
for
forestry
payroll,
people.
right?
But I guess Dave,
Payroll. Or is that gonna be for next year?
Yeah, that'll be,
26 or 27? The payloader, 26 or 27?
That'll be paid in 26.
Okay, and that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I didn't even reach out to you, because that was the only real,
what dates can we do that meeting on?
We have to do it after September 7th, but before October 10th.
So it'd be better off to go on the September 22nd, so we still would have another meeting.
Well, it'd be September 15th.
first and third.
Oh, yep, I'm off a month.
We can always visit more.
I guess we can have special meetings.
Right, yeah.
Or, you know, but if we do it on the 6th, it, you know, it gives us a matter of a couple days if we need to change anything. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if we have, if for some reason you want to get together before October 6th and make some changes to specific lines without changing the levy, that's not a big deal.
So the public hearing date.
Yeah.
The odds of changing anything after the public hearing is fairly slim.
Yeah, not real likely.
Am I right?
Just leave it there, and if something comes up.
Yeah, but I will need a motion to approve the preliminary budget and set the hearing date for October 6th.
So moved.
Motion by Weider,
Second.
second by Stern. Excuse me, any other discussion?
I guess the hearing will be at 6 p.m. then. I would always set it at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. on the 6th. Thanks, Monty. October 6th at
Yep.
6. Okay. Roll call.
Weider.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye. Public comments. Hearing none. Moving down to approval of the bills.
Make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Roll call.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Weider.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye. Motion carried, meeting adjourned.